And welcome back to Wisconsin Family. The moment is here. We are here at the Beer Stew for Capital Brewery, and we're going to be talking now with Ashley Kennart from Capital Brewery. Welcome.
Hi, how are you guys doing today?
We're great. We have been greatly enjoying our time here, so thanks for being such a gracious hostess. We love it here.
Yeah, we appreciate you having us here.
Absolutely.
So you guys, as I walk through the halls when I come in here, there's just the walls are just plastered with all kinds of awards. Can you give us just a brief synopsis, if you can, of all the awards that Capital Brewery has won?
Well, we are going into almost 30 years of brewing, and I don't have an exact count because these are
you
things
lose
that,
count.
They're just kind of rolling in,
Yeah, the rewards.
But we're over upwards of 230. I want to say even getting close to 250 right now, and so yeah, we're running out of space on the walls, and I think we're going to start taking stock out in the little frames we like to put them in.
There you go. You're going to have to expand just to hang your awards. That's a good problem to have.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
Well, congratulations on all that success. We have greatly enjoyed chatting with you folks over the last couple of months and just really learning about the process and everything that goes on behind the scenes, not only behind us where you see people are brewing, but in terms of, keeping that brand cohesive throughout all the distribution areas. It's really been eye-opening, I think, for Justin and I, and hopefully for folks at home. But right now I want to focus on, it's getting colder. We've got the holidays upon us. So talk to us a little bit about some of the seasonal brews you guys are working on, because I think that's one of the topics we all want to know about.
Right. Absolutely.
Absolutely. We definitely we have our seasonal beers that are, come out. We've got 4 different ones rotating throughout the year. That's one of our biggest sellers right now. We're doing the Winter Skull.
Yeah.
And this is the first year we actually see that in cans. So something I was really excited about. The craft beer industry, you're seeing a lot of people turning to cans, and kind of the stigma of only cheap beers in a can has definitely gone away. So I'm very excited to see that. That was the last of our seasonals that hadn't been offered in the can yet. Other kind of fun holiday stuff, we have always got some limited and specialty brews that we like to do with some smaller batch. The Schwartz in a box is probably one of our favorite that we do in a 22-ounce bomber. It actually comes in a box itself, so I like to think of it as just a real nice little pickup from the store if you're on your way to a party or something, and like, oh, I should have brought a gift. What do I do? There it is in a box right there. From. You can sign your name on it, and that one's
it's ready to go.
Yep, it's a holiday spice beer. It's an imperial lager that is a black lager that we do some kind of very cinnamon, vanilla, and a little bit of anise in there. So.
And the name again? Will you say?
Schwartz in a box.
Schwartz in a box.
Schwartz in a box.
That's and you can get that just at wherever you buy Capital at the same places. It's not
There's
special.
a lot of and look for it in the bomber section in the coolers. But yeah, it's going to be it's already wrapped up for you. So I like to see it, and it's that one's a little bit boozier. So definitely the bigger bottles we like to see is kind of share it with a friend, or especially bringing it to a party,
or have the next day off. Either one.
Yeah.
No, I'm just
they all work.
But if you're coming to my holiday party, just gift wrap this one for me. That'd be perfect. You can do that too, right? Just stick a bow on a.
Perfect. Yeah. It's already in a little box there.
So Schwartz in a box, that's one of your holiday brews. Is that okay? Do you have any other holiday brews that are kind of coming through here?
We have been doing some other, just kind of playing around with some fun stuff. Actually, some barrel aging we've done a little bit here and there. We do a rum barrel aged beer. We've done a little bit of whiskey barrel aging, but we're kind of trying to step outside the barrel aging box there, and do some other fun stuff I'm looking at, and especially coming up this, these next few months, over this next year. We've got a whole bunch of stuff that's kind of sitting in the barrels, ready to go, and I'm looking at playing with some wine barrels, or some other some local whiskey barrels, stuff like that we want to try to just get a little bit going, because that's a lot of fun to play with. And again, it's a very small batch. We're only going to have a handful available, so it's a little more time and a little more fun to kind of put together, and therefore we only can make so much of it.
Right. Oh, that's very interesting. Ashley, talk to me a little bit about, because you have a big part in what goes into these beers back here. And tell me about what is kind of the inspiration as you're developing new things and starting to get ideas for beers, for seasons ahead and things of that nature. How do you get these ideas? What inspires you?
It's definitely, I like to look at it as everything's situational. They say, all right, we're going to have a beer come out at this time, or there's an event, or there's, usually it's kind of a situation that you want to make this beer for, and kind of taking that usually is a good inspiration for me to kind of start from somewhere. And what's a good beer to drink this time of year? What's a good beer to drink at this kind of event or this kind of party, or just, and again, I'm looking at our lineup. What do we already have?
Right.
Why are we making a new beer? Maybe using something new I haven't used before. I've been playing around with some kind of new malts and new hops this year, so got some experimental hops in some of our brews, some kind of fun new malts, and along the raw materials line, the kind of obviously Wisconsin's local hop and malt kind of industry is really kind of booming right now. So definitely working with seeing what's available locally and directing it that way, and seeing working with some of our local vendors, and even to the point of working with the people who actually grew these hops or who grew the barley that was malted in Wisconsin, and so that's kind of, you can look at it two ways. You can either start with your end product and say, all right, this is what I want to build up to,
right?
Or this is the grain I want to work with. These are the hops I want to work with. These are the spices or herbs or that kind of thing. So
that's really great.
Yeah, there's so many different areas to pull from. It's almost
right. There's so many places to start, it seems.
Yeah,
that's very cool.
Absolutely.
Right.
It strikes me that up until recently, brewing industry has been very much male dominated, but that's starting to change.
Yep.
Talk to us a little bit about that.
So it's kind of funny. They say way back in the day, women were actually the first one to brew our beers.
Oh wow.
The men were out hunting and gathering and whatnot. And
we were back doing the important stuff like brewing beer.
Somebody's got to take care of that.
Right.
But somehow, and I kind of almost liken it almost to kind of the cooking industry, and how most chefs are. You see most of them being males also,
right.
but then you come home at night and kind of the mom's the stereotypical one cooking you
right,
dinner.
Yeah,
so that's where brewing is, I think, kind of similar. Obviously, much longer ago, but
right.
But we're starting to get our foot back into it. I think the smaller breweries and the smaller size systems make it a little more accessible for. I'm 5'3", so some things I can barely reach on top of a ladder.
Right.
But some of the smaller brew houses, as well as some of the new technology that helps, hauling these big things that might be twice the size of myself.
Right.
That's been very approachable to some females and whatnot.
Really quick before we go, what's the Pink Boots Society? How does that tie into the female?
Yeah, that's
piece?
a huge brewing club. It's a professional brewing club, so you have to be connected with a brewery or some sort of making your living from beer in some way, shape, or form. A really great way for females to connect, and that we can get together, and we've been doing beer collaborations, stuff like that, and it's been a lot of great connections that you can make across the whole industry.
That's so great. Well, congratulations to you personally on kind of helping forge the way for women in this industry, kind of full circle, right back to where we started. And also congrats to you and Capital Brewery on all the many awards.
Yes, Ashley Kennard from Capital Brewery, thank you so much for joining us and for the information today. It's been a pleasure talking with you.
Thanks for having me.
And thank you for joining us on Wisconsin Family. That's all the time we have for today, so we'll see you next time.
Every day is a new beginning. Shine